Um, this one's really hitting me. It's like, it's odd. It's like all of it accumulating into one. It is kind of like everybody. Yeah. It's like they're showing it's like everybody's a witch and a warlock. I had to sit with this one for a while, and you can see I'm still like stunned by it. But again, I think it's because I'm so confused by those words. I think because those words have always scared me in the past, because I always associate them, I guess, with cartoons or movies where it's bad. I don't think I've ever seen it. Although they're showing me Dorothy now, I guess there is the good and the bad, but I guess I just don't recall that. Other than that, I don't necessarily recall that. I guess now they're showing other movies. What is that movie? Cinderella. So she would be the good witch, and the other ones would be the... But again, okay, so I'm sorry. I think I'm just stunned by the wording and the imagery. And it was basically showing everybody is that, because everybody is projecting or casting spells, or with their words, with their gossip, with their intentions, with their projections. And the universe is mirroring it back. But we can get so muddled up in this world because people don't even know it. That's what they were showing me. It was so like, it's been really a thick one, like a heavy one, a shocking one, a hurtful one, I guess. It's like a sad one. It showed all these different families and all these different bloodlines essentially dying off because we just couldn't get it, right? It's like all these people just couldn't get it. And we as a human race, it's all one. It's all part of the same. And it's like so many people are hurt and then re-hurt. It is this idea of wounding. If you can't heal yourself and rise above it, it's like you think others are doing it to you. Which I get. It's like when you're in that state, because you are splishing and splashing, and you're not able to see clearly. And so you are projecting out. It's like that. It's just splishing and splashing, and nobody can see. It's such a muddled mess. It's like they're eating one another, right? Like they're just taking one another out with their seething anger and jealousy and revenge and hatred and gossip and their own thoughts. It's like they can't get out of their own way. It's wild. But I think we can all relate too. That's the thing that they were showing. It was so... your thoughts matter, and you have to clean up your thoughts, and you have to place yourself in the right environments so you can see clearly, and you have to seek out teachers who can help you see clearly and get yourself upright. But then you can't stop there. You have to keep going. Like it was showing people who, more or less, it boiled down to they had such self-hatred, like they had such self-loathing that even though they were smiling at others, like they seemed nice, but I guess that's what it is. It's like that idea of people pleasing. And there's like all these other terms too. It's just, I think it's like a good one that people are aware of. And I've used me as the example. I used to do that too. Like, I think we all have times when we do that, but once you see it, you have to stop it. Because you can understand it, like once you can truly see it. And that's kind of, I think that's the best word I can use for what they're showing. It's like there's some people that, God, it's like they're not honest with themselves. They're not admitting or realizing that they're jealous or whatever, because again, they're living in lack. They're lying to themselves. And because they're lying to themselves about that, then they are hating themselves. And because they're hating themselves, they're seeing something outside themselves that they'd rather. It's like it's such a muddled mess. But everybody has to do their own work. It's not easy. But it is kind of like, it is that or go down with the ship. And it feels like every man for themselves. Oh God, I don't know how to explain this visual. It is wild. It's showing, I mean, it makes the most sense. Like, just imagine this sea of people who are just clawing at one another, but they don't know any better. It's like they really are blind as bats. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so it's like, if you see it in that mess, you do have to get up and out. It's like you can barely save yourself in this mess they're showing me, let alone help anybody else. You have to get up and out and cleaned off. Yeah, I hate to say it, it is every man for himself. I was going to say, because it does look like once you rise above, it's like you could, I was thinking you could hopefully like then reach a hand or this or that, but it's like, no, it's like you can look up, and it's, if you have the right understanding or right heart is what I want to say. It's like the right focus. It's like that should hopefully inspire you to want to do the work to get up and out. It is like they are showing it like light and dark. I think that's why, yeah, maybe it is. It's like the good witch, the bad witch, good and evil, light and dark. It's like we can always be one way or the other. It's what do you choose? And are you going to do the work? Because it's not easy, and you could fall back down if you don't really love and honor yourself and consistently work on understanding and unraveling and healing and loving. It does feel like a lot of self-loathing or hatred is really the stem of it. Maybe that's why it's like, for me, it's always been the opposite. It's like you really do have to fully love and accept yourself. But again, I don't think people fully get that. I mean, it is saying kind things to yourself and loving yourself, but it's not surface. It's like truly getting to know yourself and love yourself and forgive yourself for ever not loving yourself and forever saying bad and mean things about yourself. But that takes time. It's like showing a plant. You know, they've done this work with water, with plants, with everything. When you know, tell a nasty thing, say a nasty thing to a plant every single day, it slowly starts to die. It picks up on that vibration. But if you tell it really wonderful things every day, and tell it the truth, and that it is beautiful and strong and capable, and you love it, and you see it as strong and capable and healthy and able and all these things, it grows. They've done all these science studies on this because this is the truth. We're all energy, and it is a vibration, and you need to be in the right environment, and you are in you. So you need to love you and tell yourself the right thing, and get your mind straight. But then you have to surround yourself by that beauty too, and you have to surround yourself by others that do that work too, because it is like it's contagious. It's like happiness breeds happiness, truth breeds truth, love breeds love. And just the opposite is true. Oh, wow. It does feel like I was an experiment. They just showed it that way. They just showed me as an experiment. And I thought, oh God, I guess that's true. It's like, it took me a really long time to get to that place. I had to work really hard for a really long time, for years, to finally get all that and work on that and repeat that and learn that and understand that and untangle my knots. It was years and years of tremendous amount of work and studying and learning and loving myself and learning how to love myself and all these things. And I really had finally gotten to such a beautiful place. And then it did feel like something was pulled, or a plug was pulled, or like a plug was pulled and it all drained out of me, or something like that, or a switch was flipped or something. And one could say I was elevating to the next level, but that wasn't. It's like everything switched. Yeah, I don't know what they're showing, because they are showing it was like I had switched, and that was good. It was like I had gotten it, but that also meant my entire environment needed to change, although that's not how it felt. It did feel like it was like all ripped away from me, because I started to get wobbly, and I started to dishonor myself. So it all happened all at the same time. So I think it was part of like not knowing up from down. It was like, because it was it what? Like, did I give up on myself then, or disrespected myself? Or many a things. Like, I really got so wobbly and wonky. And yeah, then I think I start just to speak poorly of myself, or give up on myself, or like was sad, or like woe is me, or I guess I can't do it, or something. I think like negative thoughts, right? And it's like, you see how quickly that can infect you, right? It's like we can reinfect ourselves in that sense. It's like you really, really have to be careful with what you're thinking and how you're feeling, and slowing down and paying attention to all of that. It's so important. And yet some people never get to that true presence. It's like that vacuum to really feel and connect and understand. And so what? Do they never have anything to truly strive for? It just is jealousy, or it's like so what is that? So it's just an outwardly grasping, because it's all they know. They've never truly connected within. So it's never a true understanding to reach for. So the only thing they can reach for is the illusion on the exterior, which is always an illusion, which is to get you to go within. And I guess they haven't reached it within because they've never gone within, or haven't been able to stay steady enough to keep trying. See, that's the part where I think it's important for people to hear, because, you always hear teachers say, don't say the negative, which I agree. That's everything I'm saying right now. And yet it's important to tell truthful stories, in that, when you see people who get it and you just think it just comes easy to them, or it allows them to make excuses or assumptions or all types of things, but it doesn't encourage them to do what can be hard work, not recognizing this piece where it's like, no, it is hard work, and it does take a long time for some of us, but it's only because it was so long the other way, where we weren't loving ourselves, we weren't honest with ourselves, we weren't whatever. And so it's like you can't focus on that, but it is important to know that yes, it is hard, and yes, it does take a long time for some of us. And that's okay, because we don't need to compare or compete. But don't give up on yourself because you're not getting it right away, or the first year, or the first 5 years, or the first 10 years. One should never give up on oneself, right? It's like, it doesn't matter if it takes you the next 40 years to get back to you. Love yourself so much that you're going to do it, and you're going to keep doing it. And by the way, when you get there, it doesn't mean you get to hold on to you forevermore, right? Like, we have to keep working on that. And maybe that's what they're showing me. It's like that prime example of you work forever to get there, and then you can slide backwards. But it's not to discourage you, it's to show you, because that's all unconditional love is. There is no conditions. God loves us all unconditionally. I joke that I'm his favorite because that's what he shows me constantly, but that's because it's my higher self saying my higher self loves me. But unconditional love, the highest vibration of all, loves us all. There's no conditions on any of us. And he's showing us, reflecting back to us exactly what we're putting out so that we can see clearly. But if you refuse to look, then you don't love yourself enough to look. So then you just keep getting further and further from you. But the sooner the better. It's like the longer you don't look, the longer you don't love yourself, the longer you don't get to know yourself, the further you're getting from yourself. I know I sound like a broken record, because it's what I continually experience and understand, and love seeing and understanding it the way they continue to teach me, because it's really helped me. So I hope it helps others to see more clearly, to understand more than just surface words. Sometimes when we hear repetitive stories where it's not the exact same story, but more or less it is. More or less it is all the same. It's just, what will it take for us to hear? What will it take for it to click? And really takes you loving you. It's you feeling unconditional love for yourself. And sometimes that can be seen through another's eyes. But I think when that happens, I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think it's like people need to even see that clearly. It's like you were given that gift to feel that within you, to unlock that within you, because that's what it did. So you have to recognize it for what it is. So you too can see yourself that beautifully, that clearly, that honestly, because you can look at you every day And you can keep giving yourself that loving look, that loving eyes. And so if you continually do that, you're unlocking more and more within. And again, that, one that never is to stop. And it does take longer to do that cleanup work for some of us than others. But the more you can see yourself clearly and love yourself clearly, it is the faster it will occur. And then you'll be overflowing with it. And you'll know, because you feel that. I mean, you really do. You just beam with it. And you really can offer that truth to others. Right? It's like that healing balm. It's like because you're allowing it to flood you and then it overflows. So you just being you, but as long as you're being honestly you. The reason I say that is because it can slip into what I've seen and felt and into like people pleasing. That's where I think I have felt it be like sticky or tricky. I think because in other words, it just feels good to feel good and it feels good to overflow with others. And as long as you're staying in alignment, it's a beautiful thing. But it's like you don't have to think about it. It flows, it's easy. But if you were a habitual people pleaser where you weren't being honest, you were manipulating, you were looking to, but again, I don't know that people consciously know when they're doing that. I mean, they don't know when they're coming from their ego. They don't see it. They're blind to it. And so that's where I think people have to be really, really, really careful. Because if your body, mind, and soul is very used to being a people pleaser versus a self pleaser, like that's like a God pleaser, meaning the God within the alignment, staying in your own alignment, then it could be the dominant pattern. It's like then you can't get out of your own way. But it's also don't gaslight yourself, because it can be what is it? It's like there's something right there where it's like you have to be really careful. Because it can appear the same on the outside. I think that's what it is. Because I'm thinking internally it feels different. But externally it can appear, that's what it is. It's like people can mimic and copy it, where it's that idea of smiling in your face, stabbing you in the back. They can learn how to please others outwardly, like that appearance can be similar to those who are just truly happy. Right? I guess that's the idea of like fake happy and truly happy. But when you are really aligned, you can feel the difference night and day. It's not a question, you don't have to worry about it. And others too can feel that truth. Even if you're always surrounded by people pleasers, when you come across somebody who's real and true, you might be curious or confused because the words might sound the same or the this and that, but you can feel the difference. Like you can feel that you feel better. You can feel that things feel good. And so then it's like, oh shit, that's real. What have I been around? And but sometimes that can also wake people up, right? That major shakeup of, oh yeah, you've been around a bunch of, it's the idea of snakes or whatever. They shed their skin, but there's still a snake underneath. And again, I don't know that people, yeah, if you can hear, if you know, is kind of what this feels like, because that is the truth. I could talk myself into circles, but if it's a people pleaser I'm speaking to who doesn't love themselves enough to figure all that out, it's like talking into the wind. But if you're somebody who's done the work and understands and is aligned and connected, you're like, oh, totally, right? Like, yeah, that's the idea of copycats on the outside. Like, it's all that stuff where it's all illusions. And maybe you were once there and did the work and get it now. Or maybe you never had to. You always loved yourself and were aligned, and you just automatically know the difference because you've always been, and that's always been your dominant pattern. Maybe that's what it is. Some of us have had the negative self-talk, the bad, the self-loathing as the dominant pattern in a billion forms, but that is the blanket form. And so that manifests as ego forever. And so until you shed that ego, or you shed that fear, or you shed that self-loathing, that identity of not good enough, then that's the dominant pattern. And so the longer you wait to do that work, the harder it is. And we're just making it harder on ourselves. But it's also, I'm hesitant to say this, but it has been shown like that, where it's like you have to show that you want it. You have to show by trying. You have to show by caring, by making the effort, all this stuff. And yet it is like you're proving it to unconditional love. Because you've proved it the other way for so long that it's almost like unconditional love doesn't believe you. How badly do you want to love yourself, feel good, own your life? It does kind of feel like that is the best way to verbalize it for people to understand. Where it's like you really do have to prove it to yourself. You have to prove it to unconditional love. And then he'll decide when he's like, okay, you really do want it. You really do love yourself. You really are honoring yourself. You really have proved it. You really do get it. Because that's the thing. It's like you can pretend all you want by, quote, copycatting, doing the right thing on the outside. But if you're not connecting on the inside, then it's kind of like the universe is like, want, you can want all you want. I'm just going to mirror back what you're really putting out. Your truest heart's intentions. Because you don't know your heart's intentions. So it's still charcoal, So you're going to keep getting charcoal back. You have to do that work. So it's kind of like that idea of that like religious mentality. And so then he lifted the curse, and then the 400 years of punishment was over, or whatever the case is, where it's really just when you love you and proven it to you, it's over. But it's going to be a different, quote, sentence for all of us. And it is all up to us. We're doing it to ourselves. So you have to really untangle your mind, your body, your soul. You have to do the work, eat the karma, pay the debt. It's like we say it in all these ways that saying it in all those ways, it does give an air of handing away your power, not taking responsibility, or waiting for something outside yourself. And that's why you've heard me speak about it a lot, because I think it is doing us a disservice, because it's not truth and clarity. Because truth and clarity and unconditional love, God, Source, Allah, the highest vibration of all, is unconditional. You are not better than me, and I am not better than you. He doesn't have favorites. He doesn't whatever. He just reflects back your truest heart. What you're putting out, you're getting back. But there are layers to that understanding. That's why people form religions and write books and have committees and organizations and covens and cults and all this wild stuff, because they only understand it the way they understand it, and they really believe what they understand, and they grasp at others to join in on all those beliefs because power in numbers. But is it for good or for bad? To me, that is always an important key factor, because you could be barreling down a pathway, truly believing it and truly thinking it feels good, but not fully understanding the depths of what you put out is what you get back. And because they're not following that one simple rule, they go barreling down that highway only to crash into a brick wall because they didn't grasp that principle and integrate it into their full understanding. It's kind of like understanding the rules of the game and attempting to cheat the system, and are able to get away with it for so long that it feels so good that they go flying down that highway and get away with it, maybe for years, generations, decades, God knows how long. And it's like there comes a halt, there comes a pay up or a toll or a tax or a bill. It's showing compounding. Sometimes it does compound. But this is what I think confuses people. I think this is why people end up having stories or lies, because it's comparing or competing or judging others, where it's like, oh, it seems like it's always a wealthy thing with people, isn't it? It's like, it's the idea of people have such a faulty mentality of money is bad. And it's like, no, money is not bad, or money is the root of all evil. No, money is not the root of all evil. It's the intention behind it. And so there are many, many, many families that are insanely wealthy, but from the pureness, the goodness, the wholeness, from love. They're not bad, they're not evil. But you hear more about the families that do have that, and it was from greed, and it was from ill intent, and it was from the backs of others, and it was not following the golden rule at all. It wasn't integrated in. But you hear about those, and then you associate that, because they not only, it's like then they accumulated that wealth on others. You accumulate, you associate the wealth as bad. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the intentions on how it was earned or stolen or taken that is ill, that is bad, that is evil. It's the intention that was. Right? And so it's like, but we don't need to be the judge and jury for them. We need to be the judge and jury for us. We need to mind our own business in that sense. It's like, let the universe deal with that. That's none of our never mind. And I'm not talking about, the justice system's in place for all these things are in place. If that's not what you do for a living, then why do we need to? Because we're only harming ourselves. We're then participating in that same game. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like if you have that mentality, then you're participating in that game. You're putting out ill will, hatred, envy, jealousy, sadness, hurt, pain, disapproval, dislike. So then you're not going to get money. You're saying you're not worthy of it then. Do you hear that? It's this confusion, this twist, this misunderstanding, this misguided. This is why then it's like the idea of the news was meant to show you the highlights of bad things, but then it turned into, like, that's the word of news, right? Like, that's news. Everything's blissful and fine, but then we had this one bad thing. But then we started to get addicted to listening to the news. We got addicted to listening to that one bad thing in a million. We got fascinated. So we grew it. We grew what we didn't want because we fixated on the 5%. So the 5% grew to be the dominant energy. We did that. Right? If you minded your own business, if you loved yourself, if we focused on the good, if the majority did that, and the majority still does, it's just you don't hear about that, and many get addicted to what they're hearing, seeing, listening to. Does this make sense? So essentially, we're always in charge and we're always doing it to ourselves. And we have to swallow that accountability and take that power back by now consciously choosing. So it's like now that you're aware and can see that, now you need to consciously choose. It's like yield that power correctly.
Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.